We've gone up in the world. Good evening, I hope you are well. The time here in the United Kingdom has just gone 8 o'clock in the evening, in case you're watching on catch-up, and you are watching the brand new and exclusive. So these are all brand new, they're all exclusive, and once they've gone, they have gone. And I'm not alone. Her first time in the brand new building. Yes, indeed. It's Helen. You're right, love.
I'm so excited. Do you know, I didn't realise how short I was until I got behind these cards. It's been a while since I've stood this close to anyone. I realised I'm quite short.
You're not with the same sort of height.
I love how you did that. It just came right above my head.
With the same sort of height. You're fine. How are you?
I'm really excited to be here. It's like one of those things. The first day at school, you know, and you see some people that you were at primary school with, and some people you weren't. It's very exciting, but I love it. It's fun and it's so fantastic to be here with Stamps by Me and you.
Well,
I know you.
We know each other. Yeah. We went the full guided tour.
You did a very
good job. We went call centre. We went HR.
Telling me where to go.
We did. We went to all the good places.
It's very good.
We went. Where else did we go? Kitchen, office.
Yeah, we saw all the big people's, important people's offices. Yeah, the important people's.
Mine. Right. New and exclusive is what we're talking.
Yes.
Stamps by Me, well, obviously, is the lovely Tony Darroch, who was here earlier. Once it's gone, it is gone.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where, you know, you're going to want to catch these now. They're so amazing, and they, as everything with Stamps by Me, Adam, the thing is, they work beautifully together, but they also work beautifully with the things that you've got before. Now, this one here, can I just say, I absolutely love this. This is what we call a die plate, and what that means is, if you are, can I just say also, I love the fact that it's magnetic, because when I first saw these, I thought, I better not touch them because they might all fall off. But when you use some of those, if you're somebody who maybe likes to put a stamp or a die at the front, but then you're a bit afraid of that white background, something like this is perfect. Even if you cut it white on white, something like this is great to fill that background for you. I mean, it could be the foreground of a card. Could absolutely. You could snip into it. You've got these little lines here, so you'll see in a demo later. You could snip in, change the colours up. If you've got any of the circular stamps that we've brought before with Stamps by Me, you could pop those in there as well. And then you get these gorgeous, gorgeous borders. And again, this is something that if you're thinking about filling the background or you want to use it as in a foreground, you also get the matte and layer. And I've done a card, which I'm going to do as my first demo with this one, and shown how you only have to cut half of it, and you can cut it into a card blank. So it can actually be like a decorative edge as well. These are brilliant sizes, and as always, they're so gorgeous with your watercolouring. If you want a paper piece, or whatever you want to do, is really, you know, these are accessible for that.
It's worth having a look as well, because you imagine you're journaling, your bullet journals, doing these down the edge of the pages. So your pages are slightly different that you can do with them. You've also got your mats and layers, and as we said earlier today, turning this in just to a card front.
Absolutely.
If you just want that as a card front on its own, you could do that because you get all the dies to do it. Very busy on this already. Over 40% of the stock has already gone. And you can split the cost three ways. Oh, gee whiz. £9.59 today. For 5 dies is what you're really getting at, and they're big dies as well.
They are. These are card coverers, I like to call them, absolutely.
It's 3 sets before you work out how that, but there's 5 dies in total because you get your mats and your layers. That's how I'm working it out. £9.59, very busy for this one. This is one, well, none of them really date, to be honest, but this is one I feel that you could go for any occasion, whether it be birthdays, sympathy, if you wanted to go down that route as well.
Absolutely.
Because they all really work.
They do, and what I really love as well is, you know, you've got this one, for example, let's just take this one. Say, for example, you wanted to do this, you've got the florals, everything like that. You could put colour at the backs and it would show through the polka dot. But if you wanted to snip that floral off and just use the welly boots, you could cut those out of red, put a bit of black, and it could be something for Santa Claus or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be spring. And I love the fact that you can layer these up if you want to. For like this one, I've got a card where I'm going to snip into that, sort of layer the different florals up. And as you can see, with Adam's pulled it out there, you have got your matte and layer as well. But like you say, these are good size dies. These are going to be sort of a front of a card. They're going to look stunning. Think about your watercolours. Also, you could, you know, put clear Nouveau drops or something inside there, and you could do like a sort of stained glass window effect. That would be really beautiful. I love these, and I love that you get the matte and layer as well, because I think it's really important to make that die pop when you pop it on your card.
It also gives you that extra element if you've never used them before, if you've never used a die machine before, and I'm not telling you how to suck eggs, you know what you're doing already, but it gives you that starting ground of, oh, actually, if I run this through once, the background, that gives me my background in green, for example.
Yeah.
You run it through in another colour on your top, maybe in your black or your white card deck, bosh, there is a front of a card. Yes,
Absolutely.
it's basic, but you're still a card maker. That is how you start the journey, as it will. Then, once you start, you're going to start and be creating cards that look a little bit like these, but the snippability
Yes, I love that.
this.
I love the fact that you have the florals there. I think they look so gorgeous with the florals. But if you wanted to use it for a different style, you can snip those away. And look at this, adding just a little touch of colour, a little bit in the background, and you've got a card. I think that's so amazing. And what Karen's done here, which I think is super important when you're using them, is to pop that little bit of black behind, and that always makes that white front sort of pop out of the card. I just love that.
And how else would you do the black without having the die to do it, so you know it matches perfectly? Just run the die through twice, and then you're getting that black background. Also works with Tony stamps that she bought us earlier last week as well. I don't know if you remember the leaves that sold out with our Catherine. They're there. So it all works with previous collections that you've got. And £9.59. 40% of the stock has already gone here as well. 765876 is your item number. Then I like these as well. I like all these.
I think they're so good. I think it wouldn't be a Stamps by Me collection if there wasn't some sentiments. They do sentiments so beautifully, and I love the idea here. Now, obviously, you've got these beautiful imagery here with the vases, but I just want to talk about the sentiments for a second, because you've got this part here and you've got the matte layer. Now, absolutely stunning, but my favourite one, I love it, is the Good Vibes. And why do I love it? Because it's made so perfectly. You get this gorgeous drop shadow. I don't know if we've got a card, but we can show you. Let's have a look. Oh, that one's been put without it.
Oh, there's one that we've got on the fact shop. There we go.
I just think that's... Look how cool that does. It really makes it pop out of the card.
That's cute.
And also, can I also point this one out as well? Because I saw this on Tony's show, actually. I caught her show. This was made by Paul, one of the amazing design team at Stamps by Me. This is super, super clever. So with the Just Because, you get that stunning border on the outside, just like we've been talking, that matte layer. But what Paul has done here is actually cut it into the card.
Oh.
Now, I have never seen that done before. That is super, super clever. I just love, no matter who gets hold of these, you will see the design team cards that we've got here. They're stunning. You'll see some of the things that I do. You'll see some of the things that Tony does. But once you get these home, you'll be playing with them. You'll be doing whatever you want to do, because a die in different people's hands looks different. And that's what I love about Stamps by Me.
And that's the thing, if your budget will only stretch to one die set, I would say this would be the one to go for, because yes, you get the flowers, but you're also getting your sentiments. You're getting a bit of everything in here. If you've not really dabbled in the world of dies before, this may be the one to go for. £9.59 is what you're looking at across 3 interest-free flexible payments, with a £7.20 saving, which is a good old saving on these for the amount of dies that you're getting. 244082 is the item number. Then we all need backgrounds.
Yes, again, I was saying to you earlier about the SUNRAY that we've got on the show. This is another one of those beautiful plates that absolutely could be the front of a card if you wanted to, but this is a great filler for the background of a card. If you've got a beautiful stamp or die, and then popping this back, and then what you get is you get the really cool colours coming through. I don't know if you can see it on the packaging. Like here, because of that cover plate, you get that beautiful colour come through, which is really clever. I just love it. It reminds me of... Oh, bless you.
Sorry.
That's all right. It reminds me of... I think there's something sort of 3D about it, because you've got the thinner ones at the top and the wider ones in the middle. It kind of looks like it's coming out of the card, which I think is really clever.
I like that, because you could use that, like the packaging one there, you could use it as Easter eggs with your messy backgrounds, with your mop-ups. But you could also put a bit of glitter card behind there, your Miri card, that's a glitter ball.
Absolutely.
You Good Vibes on the front, you're good to go.
Exactly, put a bit of acetate behind it and you've got a shaker card as well. I mean, that's the thing, that's what I was saying to you about the previous one. Put a die in 10 different people's hands and they'll come up with 10 different ideas, and that's what I think is so clever. But these die plates, I definitely think if you've not had one of those in your stash, definitely get one, because it's really useful for filling those backgrounds.
And also the waist. I feel the waist is useful in this as well. Use them for your shaker cards, use them for little Easter eggs if you wanted to go down that route as well, with new chicks and new stuff like that, with new baby cards, because you've got all those different, even pebbles.
Yeah,
if you want to do paint them
absolutely.
grey, you could use them in little pebbles as well. And £8.99 is what you're looking at for this cover plate. 610922 is your item number. Then, together again, this is beautiful. If you like colouring, now this is Tony all over it, because she does those beautiful watercolour-esque
absolutely fantastic artist,
cards
absolutely.
that you've got, and which are very simple to do. with a bit of watercolour. And if you like colouring, these are the sort of the stamps to go for, because every time you colour it, it's going to look slightly different.
Absolutely.
And whether you go in black or grey, I'm a big fan of the grey stamps, because once you stamp them in grey, it looks like you're cleverer than what you are. It looks like you've drawn them.
It's so funny you say that, actually, because I was actually saying to someone yesterday, they were saying, I don't know what it was they were saying, they were telling me that, oh, I didn't want to take ownership of this because I actually used a product to do it. And I said, well, actually, when I stamp in grey and then paint over the top, I tell people that I've painted it, because they don't know. You can't see the grey.
Exactly, yeah.
No one's going to come along and tell you, well, they're lying. They didn't. They used a stamp. No one's going to do that. You're okay. So this is what I'd say. But I think when you, again, for me, I talked about it a little bit with the sentiments. When you think about Stamps by Me, you think about the amazing positive sentiments. They don't, I mean, happy birthday, Christmas, all those things are necessary, but they don't just give you that. They give you those kind of sentiments that are just saying, just because. I just wanted to send you a card to say that I'm thinking about you. I mean, I think they're fabulous, and you've got lots of different fonts going on. But see there, it's a birthday wish, but it's not just happy birthday. It says happy of birthdays, wishes to you, in all different fonts. I love that. And can I say, I'm going to read it, okay? Is this one?
No,
oh, that's the next one. We'll talk about the next one. There's another sentiment that's really
I like
gorgeous.
the one at the bottom of this one. We're in this together. And that can mean so many things to so many people that you've got in this one. And you make me smile. Maybe it's just a little note that you can say. You always
Thanks
do.
For that.
I wasn't even reading a sentiment. I just thought I'd tell you. But I could send that to you. You make me smile.
Oh, that's nice. I'd love to receive a card like that.
We're in this together.
We are indeed.
If I'm going down, you're coming down with me. We are.
Yeah, that is factual.
£8.99 is what you're looking at. Now, be the exception. Once again, beautiful lilies on the same sort of concept of flowers. One, we all know flowers don't date, so you can use these all year round. Also, change the colour, it's going to change the design. But it's a big old stamp.
It is, and again, this is, I think you were kind of commenting on the previous one. This is a great way to get used to colouring as well, if you've never been a colourist before, because you've got a lot of detail, so no matter how much or little colour you add, that detail's going to shine through for you. It's so clever. But this, oh no, this was the sentiment I was talking about. That is amazing. I mean, it is a massive, long sentiment, but imagine putting that just on the front of the card, nothing else, literally just that sentiment. It's going to brighten someone's day. Or you could start putting that on the inserts of your cards as well, because that could also be the sentiment inside the card. Are you reading it?
I am, sorry, I was reading it at the same time. Life should be lived with a smile on your face, and no one does a better job of putting one on my face than you.
How cool is that?
That is nice.
And also, as a note, when it comes to sentiments like this, obviously it says happy birthday at the bottom, but if you want to send it to someone and it's not their birthday, it's so easy to just block that off. Not a problem.
Well, it was. Yeah, and no one puts a smile on my face, but then you.
Nice.
Happy divorce. £8.99
Absolutely.
is what you're looking at. My new better wife. £8.99 is what you're looking at for this one. In the club, £8.99. And these are what I would call, for these sorts of prices, these are, first of all, are normally happy hour prices where we used to do happy hours. They never used to be in normal shows. And these are like bottom drawer gifts. You know,
sorry?
Like, you know, gift
bottom drawer gifts?
Bottom drawer gifts. So if you've got someone coming round and you're like, oh, I haven't bought them anything, but you know they're into crafting and stuff like that.
Okay, yes.
They're like bottom drawer gifts that you buy at these sorts of prices.
Yeah.
Stash them away.
I couldn't give up a bottom drawer. I've got like a box somewhere of random gifts I might give someone. So it would be box gift, a box purchase.
But wherever you put, like, I buy Christmas presents in January.
Wow, do you?
Yeah, because it's in the sale and I'm tight.
So you give them to them for the December just gone, or the December coming?
Next one coming. I put them in the loft. I buy everything. I wrap in paper, things like that. You buy everything in the sale.
Yes.
And then by the time it comes next year, nobody else has got them.
This could be Secret Santa style present.
You see?
Yes.
We're not wishing your life away at all, but we're talking about Christmas.
We know it's coming, so...
Well, exactly, it comes every year. £8.99, 825-617 is your item number. Then we all need a decent paper pad in our life. You're going to get the 12 by 12 and you're going to get the 8 by 8 as well. And what we've not spoke about any of these, and I've only just realised because I just saw it, is the QR code. The QR code's on the back. OK, I'm going to wingle it because I don't want you to scan it. On the back of all the products, they're constantly updating, if I'm right.
Yes, there's absolutely hundreds and hundreds of videos. When you scan that QR code that Adam's just shown you, what happens is it will take you to a part in the Stamps by Me website, and you'll be able to get inspiration for the projects you've brought. So say you've picked up a product here with me, or you picked up one with Tony and you can't remember what inspired you, you can scan that QR code and get lots and lots of videos that, as Adam says, gets updated all the time. Anytime Tony does a video, she pops it on there. Can I also mention that this paper is uncoated. So if you want to stamp on it, you want to put glitter paste on it, you want to put sort of sprays and things like that, you absolutely can, because it's not got a shine on it, so you can add to these as well. I love when there's wood. I love, oh, it matches my nails as well. I love when there's wood involved in any paper pack. I love a paper collection with wood pieces because they're so cool. Like that, it's a really sort of watercolory look, but if you wanted to stamp onto it, so if you'd purchased this one and you wanted to stamp it onto it as well, you could, because it has got that no coating.
Also remember, paper pads, I find, especially things like that, one, if you're doing dolls' houses, amazing.
Or wallpaper.
And if you're also you're taking photos of your cards. If you like to put cards on the internet and make them look snazzy, things like
the wood paneling,
your wood paneling for the floor, and then one of them roses for your background, you put a little bead of trim so it looks like a little skirting board, you are good to go.
Ooh, you sound like you've done this. That's amazing.
I did it on the bigger scale when I took photos of them all. But that's how you take decent photos, and with phones these days, it makes your work even better than what it actually is if you keep in the back catalogue. Now, you're getting both of these, they're exactly the same,
but
just shrunken down.
Sorry, absolutely. I wanted to mention that. That's really important. It's not just a section of the 12 by 12 paper. These are shrunken down images, so you get the full image. It's not like you get a little chunk of it. And I just love the idea of something like that. You could cut the clock out. You could put it on MDF, things like that. You know, a bit of paste to put that on MDF would look really gorgeous. And again, uncoated, and you do have embellishment pieces in the back as well. Can I give you a tip?
Go on.
If you're going to use these embellishment pieces, use the waste to draw around other parts of the paper, and then you've got the tag again and again and again.
She's good. I was going to say your brother scan and cut.
Oh, the brother scanning cut.
Scan them in. Scan them in and get the machine to cut them out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, you can use a scan and cut to cut out your imagery. Absolutely.
It's worth having a little look at. It's worth having a little go. Worth having a little go. £24 and 28 pence. We're busy for everything. Jump to the website.
Excellent.
Jump to the website. Tap the app. I think it's still the Craft Store app we're still using. I've not quite checked yet. Something I need to look into. No, we don't get told nothing. £24 and 28 pence is what you're looking at for this one. 096635 is the item number for the paper pad, but everything is on the website for you. Check the website out because it's worth having a little look. Oh, by the way, once it's gone, it's gone. So it won't be coming back. Okay. So then pens that you see there, they've already gone. They've already gone, so they won't be coming back. They sold out in the previous show when our tone was here, so it's worth having a little look. And the Eureka 101. I so want one.
I love that. I use it all the time. It's such an amazing tool.
I was telling Janice I want one earlier.
Oh, you should. It's so
it's
clever.
got so many things
Every
in it.
time you use it, you find another way you can use it. That's what I love about it. It's one of those things that forever growing, forever growing.
What I think, I gave my stamp platform away this morning, so I think I need to invest in a new one.
Yeah, I absolutely think. Off you go now.
You crack I'll go and order one.
Absolutely.
Right, then, if you've got any questions as well for Helen, please email them in. studio@createandcraft.com is where you're emailing your questions to. Come on, let me just know you're there. Just email me in. Go on. Just say hello. What are we up to first?
OK, so first of all, I want to start with the So Happy.
Okay.
And I just want to, just because we kind of touched on it there, this is your QR code that we were talking about. And I won't move it around like Adam does. If you want to scan it through the TV, well, that's up to you. I've not got any problem with that. But no, so this is your QR code. You scan that with your smartphone, your whatever you've got that's got a camera on it. It's not a digital camera, obviously. And then you scan that, and it's going to take you to all the inspiration for these products and all products that we've had with Stamps by Me before and going forward as well. So I'm going to take out and also this packaging. Keep your dies in this. This is your packaging to keep it safe. Store your, don't chuck this away once you've taken the dies out. Store them in this because it will keep them all safe. Now, in this one, you get 2 sets. I'm going to use this one here. You get an outside edge and you also get the detailed part as well. Let me just check I've got the right one. Yes, I have. That's right. So you've got, obviously, you've got 2 outside edges. Now, I'm going to take my die cutting machine here. I'm using the Stamps by Me die, but I actually think these will go through your even smaller dies. I don't know, but I think they would. So we're going to pop that on there. Can we get both in? I think we are. Let's cut this down a little bit, and we'll get both in and cut it at the same time. So we've got that, and then we've got this on some white, because I'm going to have this as my background just to help it pop a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
Details on the screen. For these women, you're getting 8 dies in total, which includes your mats and your layers, which are always handy to have. 765876 is your item number. This one comes with the boots. I like the boots.
Yeah, I like the boots.
Could that be masculine or feminine?
It's funny you said something earlier about using them for other things. I can't remember what you said it was for, but I actually had I had a friend who actually had boots on the top of their father's coffin for a funeral, because he was a gardener. And actually, I just thought if you were sending, everybody knew that he used those a lot. And I just think if you were sending a sympathy card or something like that, I think that would be really nice. I just cut this. Oh, look, it's not gone all the way through because I had it at the end of the die, but that's all right. We got one here. So basically, I had the die hanging off the plate.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I've got my little flowers here, and what I'm actually going to do is I only want the flowers. I don't want the foliage. So it's really easy, as I was saying earlier, with the snippability of these. You just follow the line around. I'm going to do it quite quickly. I tell you to maybe take a beat with yours. But I'm just going to quickly take off that foliage, and we're going to start building up our card. There we go.
Because you could use the bow on its own as well.
You could, absolutely. And I also think something like this, cut it several times and build it up and start getting real layer and depth to your cards. I think that would look really nice. So I've snipped all that off. If you were frugal, I'm sure you could find a use for all this foliage, but I'm just going to pop it in the bin. And then what we're going to do is I've cut it out of green. I've got my pink that we've just snipped and our lighter one, and we're going to start layering it up with just a little bit of wet glue. I love florals as well. They're really happy. I don't know what flowers these are. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm going for roses.
You think roses?
I would go roses.
I think they're really, I think they're happy looking flowers. And I think, again, when it comes to something like the Stamps by Me products, they're really sort of cheerful things. They put a smile on your face using them, but also, no matter what you're into, if you're into sort of messy crafts or you're into maybe more cleaner cards, they're going to work for you.
Well, they could be a stencil as well, if you wanted them to be a stencil.
You could, absolutely.
You could stencil through them.
Now I'm just going to line this up so it sits perfectly on the green. A little tip, if you struggle to push things down all in one go, and you find that when you put a little bit of thin like that, stick something like that over the top and it does it all in one go. That's what I always do, because I can never get them to line up properly. And as soon as I've put one little bit of glue on and sort of held that piece, suddenly this side of it's moved. And then what we're going to do, I've done a slightly lighter one here. We're going to put that over the top, but we're going to kind of put it a little bit of an angle, so we get almost a sort of drop shadow. Each third, so each flower is slightly different, so just make sure that you're lining them up. But again, if you don't have to. I mean, there we go, I've lined those up perfectly, but you don't have to. I'm going to put that on, so we've got a little bit of a drop shadow, like so, and then I'm going to glue it onto the mat and layer at the back. We're just going to put a little bit of glue in.
So this could be a ready-made card. You use that back and you cut it twice, let the die overhang. That could be your card base. So
absolutely.
if you're making littler cards, if you don't want to make big cards, you think, oh, I don't really know what to do with a big card. You turn these into just littler cards.
So
a bit like that.
What you're saying in terms of hanging, absolutely. What you do when you do that is you make it so that the die doesn't go completely over the plate. Okay. So since you said that, almost like you knew. This this is the border die that we've got, the floral here. Now what I did, exactly what Adam said, I put the die on, and let me just get my plate to show you. What you do is you put the plate like that, so it doesn't completely go over the back of the die, and then what you get is you get the border die suddenly becomes an inlay part of a card. So that's another use for them as well. Right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to start building our cards. I've got the same with the purple, and I'm going to grab a little stencil brush here, and we're going to put a little bit of pink in the centre of our roses as well. You can see I've done it on the purple, just to give that little bit of light and shade. So we're just doing it to the centre. Doesn't matter if it goes into the white, that's fine, you know, there's nothing naturalistic necessarily if you don't want it to be. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to darken that centre of our flower. There we go, and then we can start building. Right.
Look at this.
So we're going to be popping that over there, and then what I've got what I've done is I've just taken the Just Because. Now, we said that there was a sort of matte layer for there, which there absolutely is, but I don't want that. I just want the outline. That, again, we say you've got all the mattes and layers with these, which is wonderful, but you do not have to use every piece if you don't want to. This is your card. You are the master of your own card here, so you can do whatever you want. But I just think sometimes you can use the mattes and layers, sometimes you don't want to, and that is fine. And we're just going to have that poking through there, you can see. And we've got a little circle here. These are some Stamps by Me basic dies that I've got, but obviously any ones that you've got will work fine as well. I'm just going to place it over the top. And then I've got our Just Because. Now, let's just put a little bit down here, because I think it's going to be a bit trickier to do. So there we go. Now, can I just point something out, because I'm an exact, like, I'm a super messy crafter, and I don't like you to think I don't see it. I had a little bit of pink ink on my finger, and I've got it just there on the white of my card. Okay, so two things. Can I give you a tip if that happens to you? If you catch it really quickly and you use an electronic rubber, you can actually rub the ink out, and that works well. But if you've left it a bit long, like I clearly have, I'm just going to take the sentiment. I was going to put it slightly higher, but I'm actually going to make it so that it covers up my mistake. So there's always a way of doing, you know, butterflies or a gem or something like that to put it in place. But there we go. So we've used the, what have we used there? We've used the So Happy, we've used the botanical here, and we use those fine friends with those sentiments. Really easy. And I just love this sort of detail that we've got by off-laying the card as well. And I think it's really simple, a bit of, you know, it's a lot of white, that's fine. You could do some splats, you could do some gems on that. But I just think it shows how beautiful those colours pop by just using sort of snipping bits away and adding a bit of colour.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Thank you.
How beautiful is that? And you haven't got to go all bells and whistles. Like, you let the dies do the talking for you. You haven't got to go, oh, I can't do that, or I need to go all messy. And you haven't got to be messy if you don't want to be messy. You can go clean and cheerful. I like this a lot. Right,
but what I do need to do before you finish, I clearly need to see that the top of that J is just coming off. So, you know, take a second and just pop. There we go. Much better, much happier.
There we go. Right then, let me give you a quick silver recap and we'll get another demo in. Look, we're flying through these demos. Remember, we've got an hour to fill.
These demos, I've only done one.
Well, I know, well, you can get in more. Right, this is your first one. We've got 3 brand new and exclusive bundles for you. You normally only get 1. We've bought you 3 today, new and exclusive. Your first one is here. This is your sentiment that you've got, and your botanicals. Your Beaming Smiles is what you're looking at. £9.59. Well, I've never seen two dies that's like that. That's your first of your 3 flexes that you're looking at if you're in the club as well. Very busy for that one. 10 dies in total. You know what? I'm so happy with my spring boots. That's the name of the next one, funnily enough. £31.98 is what you're looking at if you're not in the club. But by now, come on, it's time to join the club. £28.78. And I'll split it 3 ways for you as well. I'm kind like that. £9.59 is what we're looking at across 3 interest-free flexible payments. And remember, once they've gone, they have gone. Then last but not least, you've got your SUNRAY and botanicals. This one's busy. You are absolutely adoring this one. £31.98, nearly 50%. 50% of the stock now has already gone. 403474 is that item number. I do like that because it works with them boots. Look how well it works with the inspiration. Keep your packaging, as we said, all eco-friendly packaging, and it's all inspiration packaging as well. So keep it for some inspiration. If you've lost your crafty mojo, use that QR code on the back. They're ever updating. They're not a QR code that was just a one-trick pony. Today you might scan it, there might be 1 little demo on there. By the time you scan it tomorrow, there could be 13 more demos on there, depending if Charlie wants to sleep. £9.59 is what you're looking at across 3 interest-free flexible payments. We've got the paper pads, we've got the other dies on the shows as well, but should we sneak in another demo? Let's do it. What are we up to this time? Okay, so now we're using our really cool spring boots, our little welly boots, really cool. I love these. You get 2 in the collection. So these ones with the sort of slightly more feminine, I think, and these one maybe a bit masculine. But again, snip into it, make it what you want, what colours you want to do, things like that. And again, we've talked about this. You get your QR code on the back. This is no exception. You get that as well. And the one I'm going to use is our polka dots. So, ooh, there we go. Let's put that to one side. Which ones do you like best? I think this is my favourite.
Oh, of all the collection?
I think it's changed now.
Oh, okay.
I did like the sentiment ones. Now I think I quite like these.
I think you can like more than one.
Well,
I think that's
true.
okay.
That is very true.
It's okay.
I like all of them. I think but because they all work together, which is nice as well. You're not buying into one and you think, well, I don't really work with that, because all the packaging as well shows how they all work together and how they all mix and match really well.
Absolutely. I think this whole collection sort of very spring-like, things like that. They definitely work together. And also, when it comes to Stamps by Me, anything that you've purchased previous to this works beautifully as well. I think it's how you want to mix and match things.
True.
It's kind of up to you.
And they also don't date, which is what I like, because you could go quite Christmassy with it. I know we keep banging on about Christmas, don't we? But you could go quite Christmassy with these. If you turn those welly boots all
changing those
muddy
colours.
day, and go, if you go brown on the bottoms and it's like big muddy puddles and things like that, it would really work.
Right, so I've got my die here. Let me just show you. It comes out really easy. And as you can see, the previous one, I told you I accidentally had it hanging off. I make sure I didn't have to do that this time, so you can see it's cut beautifully. With this one as well, you get your matten layer, so if you want to do that. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to start creating my card. I've got, where is my white one? Did I pop it down here? I did. So here's the boot in white. So we've got white and we've got the black. And this is our matten layer here. And I'm going to actually put the white onto here. And what you'll see is that beautiful floral, sort of they've got the little gaps and things in your florals, and they're going to shine that beautiful glitter card through.
Details on the screen for their Happy Spring Boots. So you've got So Happy and Spring Boots, 8 dies in total.
So this is lovely. And again, I was talking to you earlier about if you've got like Nouveau drops and things like that, or you've got sort of some clear gel, you could absolutely put that into the inserts of those. They're big enough. But on the same token, you could also paper piece if you want. I'm going to do it again because you can see as I did it, the florals moved. So my little tip, that's a stamping press, just to put it in place. So now we've got 2.
Okay.
But what I want to do is I'm actually going to snip into the black one, and I'm going to get rid of our florals. So I'm just going to follow the line around, like so. It's very easy. There we go. So now keep that. Don't throw it away. Use that for something else. And then what I've got here is I've got a little layer as well that I've snipped off. And I'm going to layer that onto there. So we'll do the same thing. Again, you could do these in pattern paper. You could do it out of watercolour card and splash onto it, put some inks and things. You know, pattern paper popping through the polka dots would be really lovely. And then just layer that up. And then what I've made myself here is a little top hat.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course you have.
So
I thought it was a plant pot.
Did you? Oh, it could be. Could be a plant pot. It's literally just a square of scrap card. And I'm going to pop it on there. And I've got my little bow tie here that I just cut freehand. So don't, I mean, you may have a die for it or something like that, but I literally just cut it freehand. So I don't know if you can work out what's happening here, what they are. But we've got a little engagement card or a little wedding card or something.
This is cute.
So then I've got our SUNRAY here, and this is just onto the back of white card. Now, as I was saying to you before, something like this, a cover plate, is really wonderful for just filling in some background. If you're a bit worried about how much background you want, something like that, even if it's just white on white. But you could absolutely have done this colour, I could have done this pinks, things like that, but just on white, just to fill that background.
So that's die cut out and you stuck it onto white card?
That is die cut out, and yes, absolutely.
So it looks embossed?
Yes.
It genuinely looks embossed. I was slightly confused because I was like, well, mine's all die cut. How have you embossed it?
Sure. So a little tip as well. Again, we're talking about white on white, but if you did black on black and then got your gilding waxes, you could start adding your gilding wax and look even more embossed as well.
I like
so, you know, again, it's what you sort of want to do with it. And then I'm going to put our little bride welly and groom welly boot on our card. So there we go.
Who would have thought a pair of welly boots for a wedding card?
Well, also as well, like a Mother's Day card or a Father's Day card, you could cut several of them out of different colours, and it could be like a family.
Oh,
and of course, because I've snipped away the flowers, you could snip lower to make them smaller boots, so for some smaller members of the family.
Turn a bit of Crocs.
You could. Crocs are coming back, you know.
Other shoes are available.
Yeah, of course, but they're on their way back.
I don't think they are. What else have you got apart from a Croc? Oh, I've never wore a Croc.
Never ever?
No, have you wore a Croc?
No. Right, so I'm just going to snip this. Here we go.
Wore a Croc? Kirsty's wore a Croc.
Who wore a Croc?
Kirsty over there, our floor manager. She's wore a pair of Crocs.
So we've got our card here. We're talking about welly boots today.
That is true. We are talking about welly boots. We go off on these tangents. You'll know this about me. We go off on little tangents.
We do. It's fun though. It's nice. I think that's what people like to do when they're crafting. They like to jibber jabber. It's nice.
True.
Bit of jibber jabber. Right. So I wanted to make this a slightly longer card. This one you could have easily put it in the middle and left white, but I'm actually just going to sort of cheat and put this on here. So let's just line that up properly. And then I'm going to put, because you've obviously got another thing, if you're doing that, if you're elongating something, just take a piece of something else and lay it over the top, just to fill that space. Have I done that short enough? Hang on a second, this is all, there we go, perfect. And then if you've been following Stamps by Me, you may already have had these. If not, hopefully Tony will bring some of these back later, but these are some of her little sentiments, washi sentiments. You may not have seen them, I don't know.
No,
but hopefully she'll bring those back because they're so cool. So I'm going to put some of these on. So these are just some of the sentiments. But again, anything you've got, you can use. So let's pop that on there.
Well, this could be one of the sentiments from the stamp sets.
Absolutely, whatever you want to use. I think it's completely up to you. As I said to you earlier, you are the master of your card. Do what you want to do. And then let's put this one up the top. Better together.
Enjoy your day. Oh, to the both of you.
Yeah. Okay, so like I say, you're not seeing a massive amount of the Sunray, but I think just having that there behind kind of makes the rest of the card pop. And then I've just got a slightly larger card here, and we can pop our topper on. I just love the versatility of the wellies. I really think that, making them out of different colours makes them spring, summer, doing them in the reds and things like that will be for Christmas. Going with your autumn colours, you could pop them, you could actually pop the welly boots into the leaves that we've got in the floral collection. And if you cut those florals out of, oh, it's just moved, out of a brown, it could be for autumn and things like that. I just love it. Very simple.
Look at this. Who would have thought a little pair of welly boots? Little pair of welly boots you can turn into a wedding card. Best thing to do, though, to check everything else that we've got in here is jump to the website. Everything is on the website for you. You can shop ahead of me on the website. And once it's gone, it has gone. It is one of these shows that once they've gone, they're going to go. They're not coming back. So we've got 3 brand new and exclusives. 3. You normally only get 1. But we've now got 3. Right then, let's do a quick canter recap and we'll get back to see if we can fit in another cheeky little demo. Right, so this time I'm going to show you samples though, I think. £28.78 is for your first little bundle that we are looking at here. Your first bundle, you are getting this beautiful big die. Let me show you the dies, just so you can see what you're getting. So they are the dies that you're going to be getting. Right there. So those are the dies you're going to be getting. From there, you can create beautiful cards that look like this. How lovely are these that you can create using those beautiful leaves and the words from another card that you've got there. Over half the stock now has already gone. There's the sentiments that Tony bought us last week when I worked with that home. Then you've got a look at this just down the side of the card, how it elevates the card. £9.59 is what you were looking at for this one. 403474 is your item number. First of 3 interest-free flexible payments, £9.59. It's worth having a little look at. Over 50% of the stock now has already gone. Up next is the welly boots that we looked at. Over almost half the stock has now already gone here. You're going to get the welly boots and those beautiful flowers that I showed you before. Let me show you the flowers. Let me show you the board one more time. That is what you're getting. Okay, so from there you can do beautiful cards that look a little bit. That is nice, isn't it? Like a little watercolour effect that you've got. I like this one as well. Very plain and simple, but it works. And this, look at that. They're Crocs. Then you can also just use the flowers on their own to do the backs, to do your backs, using some of your words. That's nice as well. They're all beautiful. That's not that pile. Then you've got ones that look like this, and then how cute is that? Just saying to your little rainbow card and matted and laid on a pink. £9.59. Is what you're looking at for these ones. 765876 is your item number. Last but no means least, you got your sentiments and your bulbs of flowers. It's what, 40%. 40% of the stock has already gone here. This is what the dies look like. So that's what you're getting in die form. but then you can do backgrounds that look like that. I like this one. This is using the dots and dashes that sold out last week in stamp form, so keep your eyes out for them as well. It's just some of the beautiful flowers. Doing the watercolour so it looks like you've actually painted it. That is stunning, and that really sticks out as well. I don't know if you can see the depth on that. It's like a couple of times he's done that. Look at that. Clever little sausage. From there, you've got your friend. I like that as well, for a little notelet or a sympathy card. Even that one, for a little Christmas card. Cute. I don't know what it is about Christmas this evening. Then you've got all these flowers, bit of bling that you've got as well. £9.59. If you're thinking, by Jove, he's gone through them samples quick, you can watch this back on rewind and then you pause it. But it just gets all the samples and you can see everything, then you can pause your favourite one. Something else that we've got. £9.95, 3 flexes for that one as well. Something else that we've got is your background plates. These are worth getting. It's worth every single penny of £9.99 or £8.99 if you're in the club. It's going to grow with you. Whether you only use it for one, whether you snip into it, whether you use a little bit of it, whether you use it, it's entirely up to you, because you've got that sort of roundness to it, because it sort of goes from small through to the large one, back to the small again. You've sort of got that glitter ball-esque look to it. If you wanted to go sort of disco, if you wanted to go planets with it, you could do that as well. Or just use the centre of it. You could use it as a rocket ship if you wanted, like metal. £8.99 if you're in the clubs. Worth having a little go. Should we come together again? Let's come together again. This one's been very busy. You can sort of see why from the sentiments that are in there. We are in this together. I like that sentiment. You've also got one of wishing you a lot of happiness. Besties forever. Happiest of birthdays. Wishes to you. Oh, happiest of birthdays wishes to you that you've got. Then you've got that big floral element that you've got in the centre. From there, we then move to the bottom two sentiments as well. We're in this together, and you make me smile. I like that, because you could just use the word smile if you wanted to cut them all down. £8.99 is what you're looking at. £4.97 £9.60. Then this is the one with that big sentiment in, which I think is one of my favourite sentiments I've ever seen in a while, for a long time. It is. It means a lot, doesn't it? Though, if you actually read it, you've got going out besties is one of your sentiments that's on there. Thankful for today. These would be good in your jotters and your journals. When nothing goes right, go left. Very true. When nothing's going right, just go left. Then you've got be the exception, which is be the exception, and then you've got your long one that's in there. Life should be lived with a smile on my face, and no one does it better. No one does a better job of putting a smile on my face than you. Yes, my one viewer. £8.99. 825617 is your item number. Then how about a paper pad in big and small form that you've got on here? 48 sheets in each is what you're going to get. 200 GSM is what you're looking at. You've got your QR code on the back as well. There is 12 designs that are in here, and every single one is beautiful. It really, really is stunning. Also, the big is exactly the same as the small. It's shrunk down, so you're not getting a partial size, you're not just getting like a single rose. Every page that you see here is also in the smaller 8x8 as well, on a smaller form. If you do dolls' houses, if you just like, I just like the colourways. Sometimes purple's very, very in at the moment. Again, it's very back on trend. It's worth having a little look at these. Another nice little giftable. £24.28 is what you're looking at, and it will be on 2 interest-free flexible payments. 096635 is your item number. Then, my favourite stamp press of all time. I know we're not really allowed to say stuff like that, but it is, because it does everything. It stamps, it inks. You can use it as a scoreboard. On the other side of your scoreboard, you've got a box and an envelope maker. You've got a magnet in there. You've got little wells to put your inks in there as well. And it comes in a little carry case, so you can keep it all nifty. £15 on 3 interest-free flexible payments, with a saving of £15 as well. 951067 is your item number. It's worth having a little look at your Eureka if you've not got a stamping platform. I feel it will change your life in the world of stamping.
And also I love when you're able to take that foam piece that you have for the stamping, you take that out, and at the back you've got a really strong magnetic sheet. That's what holds the magnet you were talking about. You put your card or what have you stencil on that and then put the magnet, and it holds it in place. So it's a place to do your stenciling as well. This is what I mean about the Eureka being one of those things that the more you use it, the more you realise it does. You know, people also put their seed beads in those little wells and use it for jewellery making as well. So it's really one of those tools that lots of crafts you're into, you're going to be able to use.
It's worth having a little look. 3 flexible payments of £15 right then. Oh, go on, we can get another cheeky little demo. We've got 12 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Right, so I've got some orange cards here, and I'm going to cut our SUNRAY. I just love this. I think this is such a cool die. It's really clever. It's got that snip ability. It's also got that beautiful sort of dotting down the side as well that embossed into the card. Really gorgeous.
I also feel there's no right or wrong way for this. There's no top. Yes, there is a top and bottom. I'm there because it's a SUNRAY. But you could have the circle at the bottom if you wanted to, with just the prongs going up.
Yeah, because of course the sun comes up and down. So it could be a sunrise, it could be a sunset.
You've got me out of that quite well.
Absolutely, it's completely
I didn't even
accessible.
think about that. I just thought you could have it that way if you wanted, and put your sentiment at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or obviously, then you've got high noon. You've got sunrise, sunset.
It reminds me of that advert where they used to have the moons, you know, and she'd eat into the biscuit.
Little Jaffa Cake.
Oh, I wasn't going to say the name.
Nah, you can say anything, can't you? No one's in now.
But
No,
it
all
reminds
managements
me
have
of
gone home. Jaffa Cake is a brand, yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, Jaffa Cake's just a name.
Is it?
Apparently so, so they're saying.
That's amazing. So, what we're going to do... I'm going to... Right, this time, I've done it again. I've allowed the die to overlap. I've got so used to doing it with the thing that I've allowed it to overlap. But before I ignored it, this time I'm not going to. I'm going to send it back through because I've allowed the die to overlap and not sent it through properly. So let's do it again. That is my fault. It's nothing to do with the die. It's nothing to do with the machine. It's that I can't see where the start of the die is and where the end of the plate is. It's
You've
my
had
own
a busy
fault.
few days.
Well, it's not that. It's the eyesight. I've got terrible eyesight.
Okay, fair enough. I was just going to put jet lag, but okay.
No, you can't put it to that. You can't put it to jet lag. It's the fact that I have absolutely terrible eyesight and I can't see the difference between a clear thing and a non-clear thing. So there we go. Better that time. Right. So we've got our sunset here. And I am going to now show you, we've got 3 layers and I'm going to snip into it. But first of all, what I've got is my, this is Distress Oxide. You can use any kind of inks if you've got eyes inks, things like that. It's just a blended background. And we're going to lay this over the top. So where's my glue? Here we go.
I like things like this.
Like which part?
Like they're all of them, because it's not just one die. This is what I like, value for money.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
is my sort of because you're getting value for money. You're not just getting a single plate die. You can cut into this many times and make it look different every single time.
And as I said, the thing is, you know, things like if you were looking at it, it looks a bit like the Japanese flag as well and things like that. So, you know, you can see different things. If you wanted to cut the circle out and just use these as something, you know, maybe cut them out and use them as star rays, stick a star in the middle. I mean, it's a very versatile stamp. And then we're going to pop that on. I'm not worrying too much about where I lay it. And then I'm going to snip into this one. Find my scissors. So we're just going to snip along the line. There we go. Just snip it off. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Sorry, talk amongst yourself. I've lost something.
£31.98 is what you're looking at. 403474 is your item number. £9.59. If you are in the club, you're getting 5 dies in total. Is what you're getting.
Sorry, I was going to sit and cut it, and then I thought actually that's really boring, Helen, sitting watching me cut little bits of SUNRAY off. So I just grabbed the one I already did. So there we go. So what I've done is, as you can see, it's sort of 3 stages on that red one.
Okay.
And so just quickly, I've taken the third stage off, and I'm going to layer that on top, just lining it up.
Can you imagine doing this with foam pads, really building it up as well? This looked totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. I could have done that, I suppose, but...
Oh no, but you're getting 2 different type looks of card. You can go like this, and then you can, once again, using the same dies and the same principles, change the colours and change how you put it together, is going to give you a totally different look. But it's the same design.
Absolutely. Now, and something I'm about to do as well, And I think joined with the little top hat I made is going to tell people who've never seen me before what kind of crafter I am, because as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to put something on it. Let me just get my little tip again, push that down so we can do it all in one go. And somewhere here, and you know I just moved around to find the orange one, and now move this around as well. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to find it. And I really wanted to show you because I really think it says who I am as a crafter.
What have you lost?
Hang on a second.
I love the way I look. I don't even know what I'm looking for.
No, exactly. And it's, you know what, the problem is what I've lost is absolutely teeny, teeny, tiny, because again, I cut it freehand, so it is tiny. Oh, I'm really sad about that. Do you know what it was? Should I tell you? It was a little pair of sunglasses. To go on the sun, and I've lost them. Someone somewhere will find a little pair of sunglasses and be like, what was that for? Oh well, not to worry. So there was going to be sunglasses on it, on the sun, but we'll have to pretend that there is. Let's all just pretend sunglasses.
I'll keep looking at it. We'll watch you glue.
Here we go. Oh, I found them!
We found them! Stop, everyone, stop! Stop looking! Stop, look, call them off, call them off, we don't need them.
Everybody smile! Yay!
Call them off, we don't need them. Stop the search party. Don't bring them in.
So this, again, I just cut it freehand like I did the top hat.
That's good.
Don't know if you can zoom in tight on this tiny,
we're coming in.
Oh, it's on a black. Look at that.
That's good freehand
Yeah,
cutting.
sunglasses freehand.
You got a brother scan and cut.
Well, absolutely. I could have done that, true. So there we go.
Yeah, true, you've got one of these now, Katie.
So there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my good vibes and we're going to cut that as well. So let me just dump all this off into my bin.
Why don't you bring your own bin?
I do. I do bring my own bin. Do you know why? Because I can't like think that someone is cleaning up my mess. It seems wrong. Although my mother cleans up my mess. Let's be fair, but not here.
Oh. Just to say.
Yeah, she's somewhere, I'm sure. Somewhere coming behind me and picking up the paper. It's like she hoovered the stairs the other day when we got back from our holiday, and then I'd been crafting yesterday, and she went, Helen, come out here from your craft room. I was like, all right. I came out, she went, look at the stairs. And there was bits of paper all over the stairs again. Where I'd obviously got up, brushed myself off. So clearly, you know, when I come here, I think about the people that have to clear it. Clearly, my mum's sitting in the hotel waiting for me, going, well, she doesn't clean up after herself at home. I'm a work in progress.
Oh, that's what happens about being messy.
Well, that's what they say, isn't it? That's
creative
a famous
minds, yeah.
Creative minds are rarely tidy. Absolutely. So we've got our good vibes here. Huh?
I'm very tidy. I like everything in its place.
Do you?
Yeah.
I want to be that person. I'm just not.
I'm that person that takes your tea before you finished it to wash it up.
Oh no, they used to call that something, didn't there? There was a name for that. I don't know what it was, but...
Well, I don't think it's airable. I think I've got a few
well,
words.
I'm not thinking of the one you're thinking about. Mine absolutely was.
I've been called a few names in the past.
Yeah, no, mine was absolutely airable. I just can't think what it is. There's a name and it's not a bad word. It's just a bit of a funny one. Right, so we've got our good vibes. Let's just move our little card over. And I was talking to you about how this lines up to get a really cool drop shadow. So you're just going to place it at the top there. Line it up. I'm going to do my little thing again because... There we go. So it all presses down at the same time. And then I haven't actually thought, where should we put it? Where should we put it? Here, maybe?
There's something quite retro about this card, I feel.
Let me actually, do you know what I think? Since you've just said as well, I think we need to kind of
something about a diner. It reminds me of it either looks like a movie film board from outside of cinema, or it's very retro diner.
Oh, I love a diner.
I love a diner.
Yeah. Oh. So there we go. This just reminds me of the 60s, sort of summer of love kind of bang. And there we go. Very simple, very easy. Now, I just wanted to show you that, but I wanted to show you one other. Same dies, same thing and everything, but just changing those colourways.
That's nice.
And it changes that card up. So this one feels a bit more sort of comedy, that kind of thing. This one feels a bit more serious.
But they both look totally different, but it's the same.
So everything's the same.
Same
dies, everything. Yeah.
Look how different that is. Jump to the website. It's the quick and the easiest place to go. Everything is on the website for you. That you've got there. It's worth having a little look on the website because you will find all the dies. It's all new and exclusive. Remember these shows. There is one tomorrow. Yeah, there's one in the morning tomorrow. Is that you?
That's me.
That's you at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. And then is there another one tomorrow?
No.
Is that it then?
Well, unless something. No, I don't believe there's another one. I think that's it. That's
so this penultimate show. This is your penultimate show. Get it while you can. New and exclusive. Once it's gone, it has gone, and it has been busy. For those people that, by now, everyone I think knows of Stamped by Me and Tony, but for those people that may have still not maybe used any of the dyes, what would you say to those people as an ambassador that you are?
Well, I think the thing about these is they're fun, they're positive, they're joyful dyes, but also what's really important when it comes to you putting anything in your crafty stash is they are versatile. I think I wanted a show today where I'm snipping into things, taking pieces, changing the colourways and stuff like that. These are versatile dyes, and also they're good sizes.
Yeah, they are.
So these are cover dyes, these are things that are going to be your toppers, and I think as well, whether you are someone who is experienced in craft or this is sort of your first step, these are wonderful dyes to have in your stash because they're going to go through lots of different seasons as well.
And it just, the sample at the top, I don't know if we can see the sample at the top that you've got there, using exactly the same dye. Yeah, I'll take it. So you can go from messy, which is your grunge, which is your throwing everything at it, and it looks completely different to what it is. You can go from that to that. It's exactly the same dye, clean and simple, but you can go from that to clean and simple to that.
Yeah.
All using exactly the same dye, just changing the look. So if you are a I can't remember the word I'm looking for. I want to say dirty crafter, but you know what I mean. Like, if
messy, grungy.
You like getting into your grunge. You like your
inks and things like that. Yeah, yeah. Steampunk.
There we go. The steampunk. If you're into your steampunk, this is the one you go for because they're going to work. It doesn't all have to be clouds and sunshines. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You can go just because we do all clouds and sunshines. You're like, oh, it's all nice and pretty. It doesn't have to be. You can make them whatever you want them to be. You can put your style on these, which is very easy to do because that's what Tony gives us. She gives us the outer edge,
absolutely,
but then lets you go.
You are the, I always say this, you are the master of your own card. What you see in it is what you're going to see in it, and that's amazing. And Tony allows you to do that.
It's worth having a little look. Thank you, Helen. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Yes.
We'll be there. Well, I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit.
Cool.
Right then, you're free to go. This is you done.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Right then, why don't you go anywhere? One Day Special is up next. You don't want to miss that. Very busy.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Teamwork makes the dream work, and at Clarity we are designers and manufacturers of, dare I say, beautiful, top quality and award-winning craft products. We are home to the very first, the original transparent art stamp. We hand make them here in Kent, and our